Hey guys, Mubarak here of Penny Stock. Hope you're doing well. In this episode, I want to talk to you guys about analyzing some of the best 2022 DeFi NFT projects in the game going on right now. And the one we're going to be talking about in this example, just to kind of show you guys, what I do whenever I'm analyzing any of these projects. You've probably seen a couple of these by now, but I want to run you through what's important about these different types of cryptocurrency projects, because there is nowadays so much scam out there, and I want to make sure you guys are protected. All right, so the one we're going to be talking about today is an interesting one I found called PolygonX MaticX. And PolygonX is the project name, but essentially they're going to be listing their crypto token called MaticX. And it's really just a big, they're getting a lot of synergy from what you probably know, the Polygon community, the, initial Matic cryptocurrency. So just understand that it's not associated with them, but they are a community-oriented and decentralized token with PolygonX. All right, so what they're essentially going to be doing is they're going to be aimed to be like a play to earn. Remember, I talked about this before, P to E gaming and NFT platform, and they're going to be based obviously on the blockchain technology. So we're going to go into the specifics of this. We're going to go over the white paper, the roadmap, the tokenomics, where you can buy it, and just exactly how their liquidity is set up. Because, one of the key things that's important for people to understand is how the tokenomics are set up. And that might sound complicated, but really it's just a simple matter of understanding. Right here, what you're seeing on the screen is how is the actual allocation of cryptocurrency occurring of that specific token. So that way you have an understanding of what they're doing, what the long-term project is, right? So you can see here, they're giving 60% in the public sale and exchanges, and the team's only holding 10%. And then 15% is for other product development and growth initiatives. And the cool thing that we're going to see in a bit is that they're actually locking in the majority of their liquidity. And I'm going to go over what exactly that means and what's going on. So this is pretty cool. Let me go over the specifics and let's kind of run through it together. So this is PolygonX.technology. Right, this is their link tree essentially, where you can kind of get, I'll put all these links in the description below, but I really just want to talk about the press that they've been receiving. They're on cryptoreporter.com, and essentially it's talking about PolygonX and their crypto MaticX. So it's pretty cool. What they're really doing here is taking a new setup and a new type of launch strategy for different tokens. So what they're going to be doing is they're taking the idea of an initial coin offering and they're turning it into a real-time launch. And essentially what that means is that you don't have to wait a long time to get everything kind of up and running, like, the product cycle. And this is really just the future of how these were going to be going anyway. So it makes sense that something like PolygonX, that funny enough is already, Polygon itself, for those of you guys who don't know, it's basically a very strategic and efficient layer 1 technology or stacks onto a layer 1 as layer 2 that allows, something like Ethereum to run a lot faster. So that way people are able to deploy and launch and basically, it's just a fancy word for use and build decentralized apps on top of Ethereum without having it be very slow, like some people say. So instead of an ICO, they're focusing on a token launch directly to the investor. So that way you don't have to wait a long time, and that way their projects, or for example Polygon or MaticX itself, they don't need to wait a long time to get the funding required for further product development, right? So their team that we're going to go into, it's diversified experts that are in a pretty good situation. So as I mentioned before, the MaticX, that's the token. It's community-oriented, decentralized, and it's going to be from PolygonX. And what they're evolving and aiming to be is a play-to-earn gaming and NFT platform. So let's kind of take a look a little bit more into their white paper and kind of the breakdown there. So here it is. They kind of have essentially what their focus on is and what they're doing. So PolygonX, as mentioned before, they're on the Binance Smart Chain, BSC, right? So it's a utility token, and they're going to be focusing on a few different things, mainly NFT and gaming, right? So, I mean, those are two of some of the most important kind of buzzwords, but we'll see how they're able to perform here because, MaticX is a native token and it's going to be governing this ecosystem for PolygonX. So just keep in mind for that. But this is what the white papers are used for. They talk about what the vision of the company is. It gives some background into some of the details and some of the problems that specific token or cryptocurrency project is trying to focus on. So essentially what they're saying is that an ICO can take months, in some cases over a year. And at the same time, when you're looking to, benefit the actual founders and you're trying to, just get a project off the ground, you don't want to wait. And so they came up with an approach using MaticX in order to promote this and fix the issue on both party sides. So should be really interesting. I mean, it definitely makes sense, the idea of an ICO turned into a real-time launch. That's a great concept. And this is essentially the breakdown of what they're doing. So you can see they've already accomplished this and they're probably going to be ticking off this, but they're listing out what their Q1 and Q2 and 3 2022 goals will be like. And this, again, is the tokenomics, which I mentioned is nothing to be concerned about. Essentially, it's just a breakdown of what is actually going on, what is the, efficient and actual, breakdown of how the crypto tokens are going to be and how the liquidity will be split up. So this is great. I like how they actually have the LinkedIn messages broken down so you can actually understand who's involved with the project, who's a part of it, who they are, because they're actually putting a name to themselves, are actually kind of aligning themselves with it. So it's not like they can just kind of disappear tomorrow, because you'd actually know who they are and be able to track them down. So that's always important and always a good vision to see, that when there are people actually listing out exactly what they want to do and who they are in it. So here again, the next kind of item that you need to make sure you keep an eye out on is the roadmap, because this tells you what you need to be focused on and what key items or what key facets of the project are going to be most important to be able to, keep an eye on and where they're going to go, right? So they're going to be listing on the right centralized exchanges. They're doing all of the right things that you need in order to succeed in the space currently. So let's go back just to their main website, just so you can kind of understand where they're at, because they're, P2P, B2B sale. The first round was completed, and now the second IEO round is going at, sub 7 cents essentially. And since the pink sale is its first IDO, I'll show you kind of where you can get involved with that and where you can actually buy and get set up. So you can see here that's listed on P2P, B2B, here listed here, and you can view all the first round sales and the completed successful first round IEO sales going on. So you can see that, they have 8% of the total supply is going to be set up for the mobile app mining and for both iOS and Android. And essentially they have their, which you'll be able to see in the white paper and the tokenomics, they have their full liquidity locked, and they're going to be releasing the liquidity whenever they need to actually, list on further exchanges and be able to have access to that. So again, really like it here. I like being able to see what they're focused on, what's going on, and those are the key metrics and points to kind of keep an eye out whenever you're examining or researching any crypto or ICO project. So hope you guys enjoyed that. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at admin, that's ADMIN @impennystock.com. Hope to hear from you guys soon. Take care.